Hi, this is Nicholas Chen, and this is my vlog on Reigns, Her Majesty. Reigns, Her Majesty is a game that thrives off of witty writing and unpredictability. As a text-based game, the visual presentation isn't a main focus, but the clean aesthetics, specifically in character design and corresponding background colors. The simple designs help the player intuitively understand each character and their personality. The symbols on top also help guess what they allude to, because it's never explicitly explained. The graphical glitches when speaking to the All-Mother are a nice touch as well. Sound design helps distinguish characters further, even when not speaking in real languages. Having different voices, a la Animal Crossing, cement each personality in our minds. However, beyond that, there's not much to the sound design other than aesthetically matching the sounds. The best compliment would be nothing feels too jarring or out of place, and when the music does change, for example in the gardens, it sets the mood sufficiently. Video and audio aside, as a text-based game, the writing is absolutely superb. Taking its wild premise and setting, it delivers a tongue-in-cheek commentary on the absurd social discrimination against women, even ones in power, while coming across as humorous and clever. Its characters delve into all aspects of society, from old science and witchcraft that often being wildly wrong, but sometimes surprisingly correct, to peasants complaining about their crops because they put their garbage in the crop dirt. The writing is a main motivator to continue playing, helping distract from the other main draw of the game, mystery. A large part of the game is discovering mysteries in the game, whether it be narratively or gameplay-wise. The point of the game is to live as long as possible as the Queen. Figuring out what to do in certain situations lest you face death, and learning for the next run is incredibly enjoyable, and is the main driving force for continued play. Almost nothing is told explicitly outside of the system, letting the player discover the game mechanics for themselves. For example, if any of the 4 resources bars on top drop down to 0, they are forcibly removed from the throne, and the run ends. While intuitive on its own, the opposite is also true. If any of the 4 bars reach the maximum, the Queen is removed and the player loses again. It's this balance that keeps the game exciting, and making players make decisions to keep these bars in check is the main gameplay. Ambiguity takes the main stage here again, as each choice describes what bars they affect and how much they affect them, but never if it will increase or decrease the bar. Continued playthrough and experience are the only ways a player will be able to improve the runs. Items set up for a sort of side quest system as well, making players discover new ways to interact with the system in more meta ways. As discovery is the main draw, players can try to use items on people, aided by in-game hints from other characters. All this information comes naturally to the system, if not forcibly for their first few times. Particularly observational players can pick up on hints from other characters and make quicker progress. The items add another level of mystery between runs, prompting experimentation and more discoveries to make. One aspect I wasn't a fan of was the constellation sign system, where events occurred on your run only if you had a specific sign. There is a way to change your sign during runs, but it's convoluted to get the specific sign you desire, and it's also RNG based. So either you have to wait till the Queen is the correct sign, or figure out the specific way to change your sign to the desired one, all while not dying in the process. During the mid-late stage of playtime, I had seen most of the writing prompts and discoveries, and was more tedious than excited to have to find the correct sign. This felt like, to me, personally, a time waster, especially when other mysteries were already locked behind different star signs or already completed. The game slows down significantly after reaching most of the events, to the point where you can anticipate which boots you get from each and how they affect your bars. Since one of the main strengths of the game, new discoveries, is no longer being fed to the player at a high rate, the enjoyment I personally got went down, and each run felt more like going through the motions until you get the next item upgrade or quest. It was incredibly fun initially, but the limitations of text-based game made repetition getting more stale, especially when the gameplay gears towards reading less of the choices and more intuitively understanding what they do. To the writing's credit, it was enjoyable enough that I played for hours on a casual game, waiting with anticipation to see what was coming next. The writing invites the player to pay attention, seeing how the characters can do for your side quests, and make the player feasibly guess how would they react to a given item. If there were different dialogue lines listed per character, it would help increase ambiguity, making for a more longer and engaging game. Alas, the casual feel means its limits are hit quicker, and I feel this game of some sort would be greater if better fleshed out. All in all, Reigns, Her Majesty is a fun game, one that wears out its welcome quickly, but a fun game with meaningful discoveries and clever writing. Playing blind will yield the most fun results, and I had a blast learning about this system. While I feel unmotivated to try and get the final ending, I may return again when everything is less fresh in my mind.